My name is Marcus Harlow. I gave Harlow Dynamics 5 years of my life. Long nights, missed holidays, and numbers so clean you could eat off them. I didn't marry into power, I worked for it. The last name match was coincidence, not inheritance. People assume marrying the CEO means fast-track promotions. Cassandra, my wife and boss, made sure the opposite was true. If anything, she held me to a harsher standard to prove there was no favoritism. Fine. I still outworked everyone. My team turned shaky accounts into marquee wins. Henderson, Morrison, Yamamoto. I kept a drowning division afloat and then taught it to swim. So when the senior director seat opened, the whole company assumed it was mine. Even the security guard wished me luck. That morning, the executive floor buzzed like a storm was rolling in. Cassandra did her slow, dramatic CEO pause and announced the new senior director, Evan Wells. 2 weeks on the job. My wife's friend from college, smirk included. The room waited for fireworks. Instead, I clapped. Congrats, Evan. Calm, steady, professional. While they processed that, I was already planning my exit. Back at my desk, I wrote a 3-sentence resignation. Effective immediately. No speeches, no burned earth, just clarity. Then I pulled out the other envelope my lawyer had ready for months. Divorce papers. The late-night calls, the strategy dinners, the hotel charges on our joint card. I'd documented everything. I left both envelopes on Cassandra's desk like a matched set and packed my life into a printer paper box. When she and Evan finally confronted me, he tried the movie villain line. You'll regret this. I told him the truth. I'm walking away from nothing. You were handed everything, and you don't know what to do with it. I went home and slept for the first time in years. 2 weeks later, Richard Harlow, Cassandra's father and the retired operations chief, called. His voice had lost its boardroom polish. Evan's drowning, Henderson's wobbling, Morrison's leaving. The team's updating resumes. He offered me my old job back, same title, same salary. Tell Cassandra and Evan I'm done being their placeholder, I said, because while their house burned, I'd been building a new one. Vantage. Corp had reached out 3 days after my resignation leaked. Helena Rodriguez, VP of Strategic Ops, didn't do theater. We've been studying your work for years, she said. Come build here. Double the pay. A team of killers and meetings where people came prepared and spoke plainly. I remembered what competence felt like. The divorce moved quickly. No kids, no drama, just receipts and signatures. Cassandra's lawyer flirted with mess. My lawyer shut it down. Cassandra kept the house. I kept my peace. Meanwhile, Harlow Dynamics started shedding parts. Henderson bailed after Evan presented a PowerPoint with more animations than answers. Morrison terminated with a letter so blunt. Even Linda, Cassandra's mother and resident buzzword generator, reportedly cried. The A players left first, then the CFO, then anyone with options. Investors called. The board got loud. Evan resigned for health reasons, which Office translation rendered as panic attacks during client Q&A. Richard phoned again. We should have promoted you. We should have fired Cassandra. We were proud and stupid. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. A year later, I was Vantage's youngest VP, running a new West Coast division, landing accounts that made my old wins look small. Former Harlow clients called us. Former Harlow talent joined us. Turns out when you stop playing a rigged game, the market sets your value pretty quickly. Cassandra's company filed for bankruptcy. The Wall Street Journal called it a cautionary tale in nepotism. I read it in my corner office and felt not triumph, just confirmation. Here's the lesson no one puts on a motivational poster. Authority can be gifted. Respect is earned. Loyalty is admirable until it becomes sacrificed to the wrong people. The best revenge isn't the explosion, it's the exit. build something better somewhere else and let contrast do the talking. On my last day at Harlow, people looked at me like I'd done what they dreamed of doing. I didn't torch the place. I simply refused to play the part they wrote for me. I handed them 2 envelopes and walked out. They kept the furniture.